Yetta, I got a big issue.
You mean you have an opportunity?
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
We're excited that we've created for you free access to over 587 Life's Inside Track episodes. And they're free, and you can get access to them anywhere you want. And the great news is you can even get them every single week on our YouTube channel. Really easy to access. Just choose us as a favorite place to go look, and we'll have news for you every single week. And here's the great thing. When we're talking about a dilemma, a struggle, a challenge, we can perceive how we want to see it. So we're going to explore that all of those things can be seen as an opportunity rather than a problem.
Mm. You know, I think I heard it said once that inventors that make a lot of money, they go around looking for issues, looking for people's struggles, something that can make things easier, simpler, faster, take away pain or whatever. There's opportunity there to create a product or a service that people are willing to part with their dineros, with their dollars, right? Or their pesos or their whatever it is. Because if you have an issue and money will solve the issue and you have money, then you don't really have an issue. You just part with some of your money.
Right.
So there's wherein lies opportunity for someone that's optimistic? No, what's the word?
No, opportunistic.
Yeah, that's the word.
That's the word, I think. So really looking for the possibilities inside the struggle. What are the issues that then you can see, not so much the issue for the sake of the issue, but you're looking for, and that's how I come at life, generally speaking now. Was it always the case? It used to be a challenge to overcome. For the first 40 years of my life, everything was I saw if it was an issue, I saw it as a challenge I had to overcome. Now I tend to see it as an opportunity to be seized or a possibility that exists there that I just have to bring the good out of the issue.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to bring back that there's quite often emotion attached to an issue or trouble, whatever it may be. And so we're talking to it as a very high logical, and it's not always easy to be logical when you're in the midst of the issue or the struggle.
Right. And so I think we talked about time in the first segment. We're going to talk about time in every segment when it comes to this, because until the emotion dissipates to some degree, it's difficult to make any sound decisions or to even see clearly whether you see it as a problem to be solved or an opportunity to be seized or a challenge to be overcome. Difficult when you're in the thick of the emotion. So because I know for me, when I make a decision, in the midst of the chaos of the emotion of the struggle or the trouble or the dilemma, when I make a decision from that place, often it's a poor decision.
Sometimes even irrational.
Right. Even if I'm seizing an opportunity, I'm seizing the wrong one because I'm emotionally not sound. So if I'm deregulated, I think is what I'm really saying. If you're in a state where you don't have harmony within your being, there's not a sense of calm. And I'm sure you've noticed, just like I have, sometimes things are chaotic beyond chaotic. You don't know how you're going to solve the issue that's before you or how you're going to navigate it, but you can come to a place of peace within it. And that's from the place to which we're talking about rationally deciding if you're going to seize the opportunity.
Yeah, you always tell people and yourself and myself that in the midst of an emotional instability or where you feel really down, it's not the time to make major life decisions.
Ideally, don't make any. Other than like brush your teeth or something, but really don't make decisions in that state, because even if it turns out it is the decision you would have made later when you're more of rational mind, you don't ever know. The second guessing will get in your way.
Yeah.
So just wait.
And I love that book that you read, and I don't remember which one it was, but it was about is this good or bad? And it's not good or bad. It's what is this good for?
Exactly.
And that's looking for the opportunity in whatever is going on in your life. So
right. And so one of the examples you often will use around me is when I almost perished a couple of times. I can't believe that's almost 15 years ago now. And I know it was a tough time for you, and you glossed over right there. And yet when I came through it, or came to, meaning I was conscious again, right away, I saw it as an opportunity to make different choices moving forward. I saw it as an opportunity to live differently. I saw it as an opportunity to learn skills that I had lost in the process of the brain damage, but learn the skills in a different way so I could be a more effective, thorough learner, a better teacher. So I saw the opportunity in it really quickly, rather than it being a challenge to overcome or a problem to be solved.
I see.
Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember. Yep. And so really this opportunity piece is huge. And I remember a time where we were struggling with our real estate company and the franchise we were with. And we no longer wanted to be with the franchise. We wanted to be an independent. And the emotion of that was so hard, and the company was doing poorly, and agents were leaving, and it was just a toxic culture inside the company for a short period of time, about 5 years ago. And somebody that was staying with us, Roz, she came home one day, and she was so excited. And her enthusiasm and excitement in the midst of my trauma, basically, was hard to take. And she said, God's doing something for you that you are unwilling or unable to do on your own. And she was so excited that the company was crumbling. And I just got, angry. So sometimes when other people see the opportunity that you don't, you may feel other emotions because they feel maybe what they're saying is cliche-ish or,
right.
It's difficult to see until the emotions subside.
Right. So is it the right time, and are you the right person to express the enthusiasm or even express the opportunity that's there?
Yeah.
So it's really nice if we're coming to it ourselves, if that's the way you come at issues and struggles. Even though you knew owning a brokerage was your passion, your mission, your vision, like it was your thing. It was really the promised land.
Yeah, God gave me that, I thought.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like 15 years earlier at that point, or almost 20, but we've been living it for 15 years. What we realized in that journey is even in the promised land, there are still giants.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine probably knew I was going through a lot of this, and he brought over a little sack, and it had smooth stones in the sack.
Your desk.
It's still on my desk. It's a reminder. And the tag on it said, "For slaying your giants." And sometimes issues can feel like giants.
Right. And yet it's an opportunity to be seized, which is what you eventually moved into.
Yeah.
Once you were able to step back from the emotion, really look at the real numbers, like look at it from a much more objective view rather than caught in the emotion of the issue.
Absolutely. And I guess the question is, in every crisis, can you find the seed of opportunity? And thanks for growing alongside of us, because we're passionate about all of us being positioned for generational legacy.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward.